The scariest step I ever took in my marriage was not something that I had thought about or planned or expected at all. So, I want to tell you this story today about the scariest step I ever took and what happened after I took that step. Now, often we get stuck in that place of what do I do now? Things aren't going so well. Intimacy isn't so great. There's not much sex. I don't feel so good. And there's things that I desire that I don't even know how to express to my partner. Well, I was there. I was there. And little did I know, but that he was also in the same place as I was. We were both living in our little worlds of fear and trepidation and uncertainty and just holding it all in, holding it all deeply within ourselves, unable to reveal it in any way, shape, or form. So what was happening as we were holding it in over the years, not talking about it, thinking that it might cause too much friction, rock the boat, didn't want to rock the boat with each other, wanted to keep things calm. We had kids, we had kids in the house, so there was a lot of distraction, children, home, dog, cats, lots of distraction. And there was a lot of fear in me to actually do something or say something about what I was really feeling. And I know, and I found out later, there was a lot of fear in him as well. So how did we come to that point of actually making that change and revealing the scariest step? Well, it took some extreme situation to have it happen. And I hope that for you, if you're feeling any kind of fear or you're feeling trepidatious in your relationship or you're holding back information, don't wait. Don't wait for more years, more and more and more years holding it in, thinking that you better not say anything, you better not tell your partner. That's my advice. Tell them as soon as you possibly can. And keep listening here and you'll hear more about how this happened. Now, I had been married for 12 years. We had 2 children, we had a home, we had pets, we had a full life, and we loved each other very, very much. And when we first got together, we had a lot of fun. We were very sexual with each other. We were very connected, very intimate. We could not leave each other's bodies. I had to always be touching him. He had to be touching me. And I really love that in a relationship, when you really feel desire for each other. But over the years, of course, you have kids, you have distractions, you have other things that come up. That kind of intimacy, you start to play these games, you start to feel other things, you start to lose interest in doing the same kinds of things, or, your life just starts to change and you start to feel a little bit differently. And I started to have some thoughts about things that I was wondering, is this the person I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, having just sexual intimacy with this person only in this way? Is this it? And I was wondering if, is this the way he's going to be, presenting himself in this way every single time? It was getting a little bit uninteresting for me. And I wasn't feeling like we were roommates. We had a big life, a really full life. But I was thinking it might be fun to try some new things. I wasn't sure what that was yet, but I was wondering if it was actually possible. But I didn't really know how to talk about it in detail with him. I thought we had a very open, communicative relationship. And I think that we did. And I think a lot of couples these days do have a lot of communication that's happening between them, and there's a lot more feelings that are discussed for men talking about their feelings, about what's going on, and women talking about their feelings. But what I see, and I still see it today, and what I was feeling at the time, was this sort of deeper level of desire that wasn't being revealed. A lot of fear in that. So what happened for us was the initiation from my husband. I was feeling at the 12-year mark that we were getting more and more distant from each other. I didn't really know what was going on for him completely. I didn't feel like he was being upfront about how he was feeling or what was really going on. He was going off on long bike rides, and it just seemed kind of long, maybe too long. But I fully trusted him, and I wanted him to be happy, and I wanted us to be communicating, and I wanted for us to really, excel in our relationship. But there was definitely distance that started to become very, very evident. And I was starting to feel very lost and not knowing what to do and holding back more and more, because I felt like he was holding back, and so I was holding back. And it tended to always be the scenario where I would hold back on sex and he would hold back on intimacy. So when he would hold back on his intimacy in the sense of not really telling me what was going on, or I didn't feel like I was really knowing, or being distant from me, I would hold back on sex. I just didn't feel like I wanted to have sex with somebody like that. So we were becoming more and more distant from each other. But one day, he comes up to me and he's got this really big energy, and he said, okay, listen, I want to go for a drive with you. Let's go out tonight. I have an idea. I want to take you up for a drive. And I said, well, where do you want to go? I don't know, but let's just go. Let's go for a drive. The kids are out tonight. Let's go for a drive. We can just be together and have, let's just go out. And there's something I need to talk to you about, and let's go. So I'm like, okay, sounds okay. I didn't know what that meant or where we were going or anything like that. So I was feeling a little bit nervous, but okay, let's go. So off we go, and we're driving through the city, past the city, onto the highway. And then we start going up the hill of this local ski mountain. It was summer at this point, so no one's up there skiing. It's quite quiet at this time, but you can go up quite high, and there's a viewpoint up there. And you can go even higher, and then there's lots of hiking and stuff. But at this point, it was starting to get dark, and we're driving up the hill, and I'm looking at him like, where are we going? And he's just quiet, not saying anything. Just focused on the driving. What's happening? Where are we going? Nothing. No response. So now I'm starting to get really nervous, and I'm feeling really scared about this whole situation. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? Does he have another relationship? Does he want a divorce? Is he finished with this relationship? What's going on? What do I not know? I so many things are going through my head at this point. I trust this man. I thought I knew everything about this man. I right this moment, I know nothing about him. I don't understand the way he's acting. I don't know where we're going. It was really quite scary for me. Being put in this situation. He was very stiff and very nervous. So I felt even more nervous myself, because, with your partner, you feel them. You really get them. And I was feeling his energy and feeling more and more nervous myself, and definitely very scared at this point. We keep driving up. We drive up. We stop at the lookout point, and we stop there for a minute, and we're looking out. I said, okay. At this point, I'm not saying anything, because I've been asking him questions and getting no response. So I'm like, okay, just let him talk when he's ready to talk. Go up. And we're sitting there looking at the view. It's now dark. The view is beautiful. It's a clear night. You can see the entire city. It's just like gorgeous. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? And he said, I have to tell you something. I said, yeah, I understand that is what's about to happen. And then I just I can't breathe. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is the end of my relationship. I'm really feeling that. Now I'm terrified. I don't even know if I want to hear what's going to come out of his mouth. But he says, I'm really scared to tell you. Like, okay. He's just sitting there. He's sitting there. Then he starts the car up. He's like, starts driving. I'm like, what are you doing? And he drives up higher into a place where it's even darker. He pulls over on the side of the road. I got to tell you something. Okay, I know. What is it? What is it? Tell me already. Tell me. I'm going nuts. I'm going berserk. have been experimenting with men behind your back. And I think that I am bisexual. I didn't know what to say. I mean, what? Was a big part of me was, what the hell is this? And just suddenly calibrating in my head all those moments that he was out late and what he was doing and why didn't he tell me and what's going on. And then I was just like, the next feeling was this huge sense of relief. Huge sense of relief. Like, oh my God, this is what he's been hiding from me. Like, why didn't he tell me? And he asked me, so what's going on? What do you think? I said, I am in shock and I am relieved. And then I start asking him all sorts of questions. When did you do this? Who did you do this with? How long have you done this? How many people have you done? What's going on with this? What does this mean in our relationship? And then after I get through all of the questions, I said to him, I get out of the car actually and I walk around a little bit. I mean, there's nowhere to go. It's scary. It's scary out there. I mean, it was like scary everywhere, scary in here. And then once it was revealed, I felt like a huge sense of relief. Now we can talk about this. Now we can figure things out. I said, I don't know what I want to do here, but I know that I have also been feeling like we need some kind of change, and I haven't liked the scenario that's been taking place in this relationship. And he said, really? I said, yes, it's been really, really hard, really, really difficult not knowing what's going on with you and having to come up with all sorts of stories that I think are going on but not really sure. Now I know, and that's huge. So now we have something to work with. We didn't make any decisions that night. We talked a lot. And I said, I need some time to think about this. I need some time to think about this. But that was the scariest conversation I've ever had in my relationship. I wish it had happened earlier. I wish I had knew earlier. I wish he had talked to me about it. I wish so many things over the holding it back, hiding, not trusting me that I can hold that information. I love him. I loved him so much. I was strong enough to hold the information and work it out with him. But he waited. But at least he told me, and then we had a chance to I had a chance to think about it, and I will tell that in my next story. Much love making.